Hi crafters, this is Mrs. B with mrsbscraftroom.blogspot.com, back with my second video in my cartridge exploration of the new arrival cartridge. Today I'm making a birth announcement. My daughter is having her third little boy in June, and we will be sending out quite a bit birth announcements, probably about 30 to 40, so I wanted the announcement to be fairly simple to make but cute. So I found these really cute cuts on the new arrival cartridge, and I'm going to show you how I made this birth announcement today. So this is the cartridge we're going to be working from, new arrival. And in the handbook on page 131, I cut the blackout feature of the card out at 4 1/4 inches. And this is what it looks like. It's this really cute little scalloped edge on one side. And it's just a small card. It's not the normal standard A2 card. So I'll be making an envelope to fit this card also, which is also found on page 131. Then what I did to create the little white border that goes here on the card was to cut that out again, the exact same cut, out of white cardstock. So we'll be layering those two together. Then the circle that we cut for It's a Boy, so there's two cuts there, one for It's a Boy. The circle is cut on page 88 of the handbook. I cut the circle creative feature out at 2 3/4. And then on page 90, I cut the It's a Boy creative feature, card circle feature, at 2 1/4. So it would layer on top of the circle. So when you cut the first circle out, it cuts with these really, these little holes. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see if we can zoom in on that. It cuts out these little holes. So I thought that would be really cute to embellish with some light blue embroidery thread. So I've done the majority around the circle, and now I'm just going to finish up for you this one. And then I'll cut that and tape it in the back. And also, when you cut out It's a Boy, you want to make sure you hang on to the little piece that goes in the center of the B, because we'll be gluing that in also, so that the B is just not a big hole. Okay, so let's get started making our card. So first I'm going to take the white cardstock that I've cut extra just for the border portion, and I'm going to line it up on my cutting mat and just slice off a little bit of that scallop border, which we'll be adding as the layering piece. And then on the blue paper, which is the card base, I took my Swiss Dots embossing folder, and I'm embossing on the front of the card, which is the side that is the non-scalloped edge. That will be showing in the back of the card. So we line that up, and I'll just quickly emboss that. Okay, so magic of video, I've run that through my Cuttlebug, and now we have the really pretty Swiss Dots embossed. So I've already made the score line on the card, so we'll go ahead and fold the card over. And this is what it will look like. So we've got the embossed front, and then the scallop border that hangs below. So the scallop border, we are going to add the scalloped. Oops, didn't line up properly. Let's do that again. Okay, and now we've got our cute little white border on the bottom of our card. So next we'll be working with the circle that I finished adding the embroidery floss to. I'm just going to add a little bit of adhesive back here to hold that embroidery floss. And now we're going to add the It's a Boy circle. Okay, for It's a Boy, what I want to do is add a little bit of depth to the circle. So I'm going to get out my chalks and just add a little bit of chalk around the edge, just to give a little bit of depth. Okay, and then also on my white circle, I'm going to add a little bit of chalk around that also. There we go. Okay. Now we will add It's a Boy to the center of that circle. We'll add our glue. And then center that . There we go. Whoops, a little bee moved in the center. Sometimes that stays attached and sometimes it doesn't. I want to make sure it's attached. So now what I want to do is add the It's a Boy to my card, and I'm going to do that with pop dots. And then to finish off the card, I'm going to add a bow. Now, these cute little bows, I did not make this bow. I was able to find this big bag of bows at a garage sale, and I paid 50 cents for it. So when I saw that bag, I thought, ooh, I'm grabbing it. I know I can use it for something. And sure enough, it came in handy when I'm doing the baby shower cards and gifts for my daughter's shower. So I'll go ahead and apply that bow with a pop dot. And then one last thing that I like to do is add the white highlights around my project with a white gel pen. I don't know if you can see that. Just every so often adds a little highlight with the gel pen. There we go. And then the very last touch, I'm going to use a Stampin' Up! Marker and just put some little dots here in the center of the scallop. So I'm just going to, with the brush end of the marker, just push down and it makes a nice little circle. So that's pretty much the card. On the inside, I'll stamp that with a Stampin' Up! Stamp that gives the birth announcement information, and I thought that we could put the picture of the baby at the top of the card or the side of the card, depending on how big it is, and maybe even a picture of the older brothers holding the baby. I thought that would be fun. Thanks for looking. I hope you enjoyed my video, and I hope I've inspired someone to create their own birth announcements. Have a wonderful day.